In this video, I'm going to help you understand the next equation for linear applications, which is going to be point-slope form. So far we've been using the slope-intercept form, but sometimes you're given a point that is not on the y-axis. And a way to kind of work around that is with this formula called point-slope form, and the point that you're given normally would be a non-y-intercept. It's another random point on the plane, not the y-intercept point specifically, and I'm going to show you in this video how to transform this equation into whatever information you have with your point and slope given. So we're going to practice writing point-slope form. Now we have a couple blanks here that I'm going to have you fill out on your note sheet, and that would be this. Given a point and the slope first, number one, find slope. So this is your first task, which is why I put that first. After you find the slope, write the equation of the line in, I'm going to abbreviate, point-slope form. So this is going to be number two. And then after you have your equation into point-slope formula, you're going to use that form to find B, your y-intercept, and last, write your equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And I'll show you in the next video how to transform that. But this would be our third step. And simply all you would do is multiply your slope to your terms here, distribute, and then solve for y. Now, point-slope formula looks like this. You have the y of your function like you have over here, minus the y value of your point given to you. That's equal to your slope, m, and then x of your function, because notice how we need that letter x, minus the x value of your point. Now, if you notice these two subtract symbols, that's really important, because if you were to be given a point that is positive, your equation has opposite signs as the actual point, because this minus means opposite. So again, your slope is m, and your point is going to be x1 comma y1. They're going to be numbers that we're going to plug in here. So I kind of have the first few kind of set up for us to just simply plug in so you see how it works. So my point is x1, y1. So I'm going to plug in my x1 number here first, so subtract 2. I'm going to plug in my y1 number next, which is here, 0. And my slope goes in front of the parentheses, which is -3. Now, if you have a number like 0, we can actually simplify this just a little bit, because y minus nothing really is just y. And then we have -3, and then in parentheses, x minus 2. Now, in this function here, notice our point changes, x1 comma y1, and this is our m. Our x1 is 0, so I'm going to plug in 0 here for the x1. My y value point here is -5, and my slope, m, here is the number 2. Now, minus a negative, you'd have to simplify that, so y plus 5 will equal then 2. Now, in parentheses, what's x minus nothing? It's just x. Okay, let's try another one. If my x value is 2, that's going to go over here. I'll put 2 there. If my y value is -1 for my point, that's going to go here. And my slope is 3, that goes in place of my m here. Now let's simplify if we can. Minus a negative would mean we have y plus 1 equal to a slope of 3 and then x minus 2. So those first three were kind of ready for you to fill out, and now I'm going to take that tool away, and now we're going to have to write it down ourselves. So y minus the y value, here's my y value, y minus -2 equals my slope of 2, and then in parentheses, x minus my x value, here's my x1, and it is the number 3. If you can simplify, always do so. Minus a negative here, we would just want to simplify that one tiny detail to be a plus sign. Now, if you think you got it, pause the video and try these two, and then hit play, and then check your work. For my x1, y1, my y value is -4, so y minus a -4 equals my slope of -7, and then in parentheses, x minus the x value of my point, the number 3. Again, if you can simplify, you always need to do that. This should be y plus 4. and the rest will stay the same for point slope formula. All right, we have one more. Both negative values for our point. So my y value of my point is -6. My slope is going to be the number 2 in front of that set of parentheses, and then minus -4. If I simplify both of these minus negatives, we would have y plus 6 is equal to 2, and then in parentheses x plus 4. Great job.